morning and welcome back to We Are the South Stand. Firstly, apologies for being a little bit late. It was me and my setup that's decided to not work. So hopefully you won't hear any echoes, but if you do, either blame me or blame maybe Windows for an update, potentially. Secondly, Manchester City, you absolute scumbags, right? I took a 12-second clip of Kevin De Bruyne off of the live stream last night. A 12-second clip of the fans chanting, not music, the fans chanting his name and Kevin De Bruyne just looking round. And because of you fuckers, I've now been restricted on both Instagram accounts for 5 days.
What?
For 5 days. Right, so I put up a video just of Kevin De Bruyne on the pitch, turning round as the music stopped and the crowd chanted, "Oh, Kevin De Bruyne." 12 seconds long. Put it up last night. Got on my account this morning. It's been removed and I'm unable to do anything really on my Instagram accounts for 5 days. Manchester City, come on, man. I'm just trying to share something of a fucking legend.
I think the only way around that is to like add some sort of like performative stuff on top of it, like your own stuff in there. That's the only way you can get around it now.
Is that what it is? I wasn't very informative with it. Yeah. It was 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But apart from that, Manchester City fucking mint yesterday. We got it right.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did. It was,
I mean, I don't know. Actually, shout out to Poppy, shout out to Alan, both for joining me. I don't even know where we start today. I don't know whether it was nice creating a show where I did not even care to put anything to do with transfers in the title. Nothing to do with transfers. We don't need to discuss fucking transfers.
It's all good news. It's all good. Can I just start by saying, good friend of mine, Ben Breen, is going through the third cancer outbreak, but he's come clean this morning, and Ben's PET scan was clear, no sign of EBV. He's watching. So big up Ben Breen,
nice one, Ben.
Big up, big Ben. He's
Quality.
a top guy, big Man City fan. He's based over
Great
here.
news. So it's good news all round.
It's good news all round with KDB and Ben. I'm very, very happy. I did tear up last night as well. This morning when I was watching the game, and obviously when Kev was doing his speech and was trying, I did tear up.
I before I came out to start the watch along, right? And 15 minutes before the game, put the TV on and saw him straight away and was like, fucking hell. Went and got my sunglasses and put my sunglasses on and thought, I can tell where this is going. And as for last night, I mean, during the game, but then even afterwards, I'd say the minute the game finished, because I had my daughter last night, I went to bed and watched the ceremony on my phone with my daughter. And my daughter was mad confused because I'm lying in bed sobbing like melt. Like, why are you crying, Daddy? Like because he's leaving. He's actually like, it's one of them ones where when it dawns on you, same happened with Aguero. Yeah. Same happened with David Silva.
Same.
And company, yeah. Just, don't know. It's, you know, one thing we do, mate, we do send our proper legends out with a bang, and I'm glad. Look, we can all debate whether or not it's the right time to go or not, but I think, you know, we've done it right. It's done. You know, sent him off the best possible way. You know, it's just one of the things, right? Just be happy we saw it, and he's obviously our best player, you know, and you know, with all the fans at the end, man, was about 50,000 still there or something?
They all stayed there. That was fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They all stayed. That was absolutely quality. Really pissed off I couldn't get up there, to be honest. But and even last night, where unfortunately the post's gone now, but when I posted and there was people kind of saying we shouldn't have let him go, and I just kept responding, not tonight. It was not. Last night was not a night to have a debate about whether we should have let him go or not. Do you know what? Actually, if we're going to talk on it, the performance from Kev, absolutely brilliant performance. Yes, I hated watching it. Did you guys both watch it on TV?
Yeah, well, I watched it in the pub in the Imperial this morning on the big screen. We had a good turnout.
So I don't know about you. Probably watched it on Optus. I watched it on Sky Sports, and it was pissing me the fuck off that all Sky Sports wanted to do was focus on the miss, and not the fact.
Michael Richards, wasn't it? It was in that. He brought that up. I reckon that Simon Thomas would have just ignored that completely and just got on about Kev, but he brought the miss up, right?
Yeah, but no, even at half time, mate, they kept bringing it up, kept playing it. They showed pictures of Rodri's reaction, pictures of his family's reaction, pictures of everyone's reaction. And I just felt like, I get it. He missed. That's rare with Kev. But if we're going to talk about his performance yesterday, I think Kev rolled back the years a little bit again. And he was putting it on the plate for a few people. I thought it was a good performance from De Bruyne as well. It was sad that he didn't score that goal.
It bobbled. It bobbled it. It's his shin, didn't it? So it's one of those. It's one of those things. But no one.
It's one of those things when the pressure is really, really on. You know, 99 times out of 100, De Bruyne scores that one.
It kind of sums our season up, doesn't it? A bit that.
It does.
Kind of like that. The years gone by, that would have just rattled off the crossbar and gone in. But this year, just didn't get as right over the edge like it needed to be.
And do you know what I saw before the game again? There was on Instagram. Actually, do you know what? Yesterday, some of our fan base's reaction, maybe a little bit, should tell us about how to react this summer, because I saw when the mosaic was put out on Twitter and Instagram saying he's just been with Khaldoon to be shown the mosaic. Everyone's putting, he needs more. He needs more. He needs more. He needs more. And it was like, slow down, right? Yeah. After the game, it's announced there's a statue, right? That send off. So maybe it does tell us a little bit that maybe with our board, let's give them a bit of time, right? Not everything can happen in one moment, but no, to get the mosaic, get the statue. And am I right? Did they say the statue is going to be outside the newsstand? Did they say?
Yes.
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense. And they've also named the street that goes into the CFA past the stadium.
Is that what
Kevin
it is?
De Bruyne. Yeah.
Is it the street that goes into the CSA?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne Crescent. Yeah, they've named it after him. Yeah. Good on them.
Yeah, but I mean, all of it was good, to be honest with you. Everything send-off was quality. Do you know what makes me laugh with Kev a bit? He's such a non-emotional person.
He started crying, though.
He did get him a bit. Yeah, you can see he's a professional, but yeah.
He started crying.
He's a very, I mean, when you see his story, he's been through quite a lot, to be fair, hasn't he? But he's just very matter of fact with everything. Very, very matter of fact. I tell you what, I wish I could be like that at times. I really do. I think it's the easiest way to live life is if you can do matter of fact. But now, great send-off for him. I mean, salute to every single one of the fans that was there. The tributes online as well, of course, from everyone online. It's nice seeing for once our fan base actually rivals saying we did it proper, which is rare. Fucking, I'm sure if we won the league, they wouldn't be saying we did it proper, but hey, we've got to win Summit. Absolute quality.
On what you said there about the tributes and stuff. One thing that really surprised me was I've seen posts from like the Premier League and TNT and all this sort of stuff. All the comments underneath that are usually a cesspit of shit.
Yeah.
They were just like, the goal, what a great player. And these are coming from Liverpool fans, United fans, all these fans, just everything. What a player. People can genuinely realise that they've witnessed not only a Premier League great, but probably an all-time great player in England and Europe. He is that level, isn't he?
I saw old type Boods Bantz, who's quite big on TikTok, who's a big Arsenal fan, and he put something up saying, like, of course he's a City legend, but he's not just a City legend. Fucking hell, I'm going to tear up here. Jesus.
Yeah, he is. He has like...
Fucking hell, I'm going here, me. But he's a football legend. He is.
Premier League legend. He's arguably the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time. He's our greatest player. He's absolutely destined to be Hall of Famer in the Premier League. As soon as he retires, I wouldn't be surprised if he's straight in that first thing. So, and we're very lucky that we've got that tied to him in our club for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Fucking hell. You lot can take over for a minute.
He's been a wonderful footballer. Wonderful footballer. He's up there with the people like Steven Gerrard and Paul Scholes and all.
I think he's above all them. I think he's above all the midfielders, all of them.
Yeah. It was fabulous.
I think that's the thing that, you know, I honestly do feel it. I'm sure other fan bases feel it as well, right? That when you're trying to talk up your player and defend your player, you feel frustrated that people don't notice things that maybe you've noticed. But it's like, all right, it's very easy right now, to sit and look at Kevin De Bruyne this season, right? And to comment on Kevin De Bruyne this season. But this is the first drop-off, right? Maybe the very back end of last season when he came back from an injury and he was being ran into the ground a little bit. But if you go back to before that, we can talk about his goals. We can talk about his passing. But I remember the Kevin De Bruyne when he first arrived at City, that was absolute unit going back as well, that tracked back for fun, won the ball back. And it frustrates me when people never talk about that. It was the same with Fernandinho, when people would only talk about Fernandinho and his dark arts and not talk about some of the goals that Fernandinho scored for us. And it's with De Bruyne, it was his all-round game. And I think that's what his numbers put him so far ahead of Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes, right? But then it's what he's won as well. And I get people say, you know, certain players won a bit more, some players won a bit more than him, but they were there for a lot longer, a lot longer. So for me,
it's his style as play. It's just been beautiful to watch, hasn't he? You know, he's not done what Lampard did and just scored in a penalty every time he went in. You know what I mean? He's not.
Nah. Lampard's
Gerrard dragged Liverpool to trophies that they didn't really deserve because they weren't good enough, you know, to get the top stuff. They didn't win the leagues and stuff. But De Bruyne has been influential for 10 years. He's won it all, but he's also been the catalyst for most of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, he dragged players of other levels on his own. He's often stepped up in big games, and like the ones against Arsenal and things, and that when he came in against Newcastle last season after being injured, just did this bosh done with that they had. And then you go forward, he has literally just dragged the best out of everyone.
Right, let's talk about his best moments in the City shirt. You know, you can mention the Newcastle game because that was unbelievable. What he just turned the game on its head. The Wolves game away when he scored 4 goals.
For me, that's
took the game by the scruff of they took the game by the scruff of the neck and destroyed Wolves on his own.
I think for me that season, firstly the Wolves game, because it was when Wolves. I was at the game, right, and fucking, we remember I'd not long got back from Madrid, probably about 4 or 5 days back from the loss in Madrid where we'd been knocked out. We're deep in a title race with Liverpool. We go 1-0 up, and then they equalised, right? And when they equalised, the way Molineux erupted, I looked at Steve and was like, don't know if we're going to get this done, you know? And it's that night, De Bruyne just grabbed hold of the whole. It was a bit like Yaya Toure in 2014, where De Bruyne said, "Nah, we're having this," and he dragged it over the line. And then you've got to remember, then a week later, against Liverpool, he stepped up. Sorry, against Aston Villa, stepped up again, and you know that assist for Gundogan. For me, that season meant a lot to me as well personally. So for me, it will be that. I know probably the other one's probably the goal at the Bernabeu, right? But
I love the way he's like absolutely dominated Arsenal as well as a club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the one standout moment for me, which I think is that free kick he scored where he went under the wall, which has literally changed defensive.
Mate, it's changed.
So simple, and he's just done that, and now every single free kick is basically paying homage to De Bruyne.
You know what? That's a really good point. Everyone now puts someone under the wall because of
draft excluded because De Bruyne took the piss.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Arsenal one as well. The way he's, you know, with the walking around the pitch. After, you know, in the season where we needed him to step up against them at their ground, he stepped up, got subbed off, and you know, we saw their class throwing bottles in at whatever, and just seeing a cool, calm Kevin De Bruyne. Actually, another moment as well yesterday was because I've always found, right, De Bruyne, I don't know if he's funny on purpose, right? I don't know if he means to be funny, but he's funny as hell, right? It's like he's either got a really dry sense of humor or he's got no sense of humor, and that's fucking hilarious, right? but yesterday, when he did I think it's about time people let me speak. Fair Fair play. I know David Silva would have been sat at home fucking laughing at
that. Exactly. But we've been lucky the last 15 years. The players that we've had.
Yeah.
You know, David Silva, Vincent Kompany, Sergio Aguero, Yaya Toure, Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez. They were all on that TV screen.
Yeah.
In their voice, and I've seen the 11-minute one today. They were all on it, and that shows how much respect they've got for him.
Yeah, so, I've not seen the 11-minute one. Was John Stones on the 11-minute one?
Yes, he was. Everyone's on.
Was Kyle Walker on the 11-minute one?
He must have been, surely. I hope he was.
No.
So this is one thing that's really annoyed me about some of the things I've seen on social media, and it's one of the only dampeners is people criticizing people that weren't there on the videos. I'm like, if they'd have put Kyle Walker on a big screen, there's a chance people would have booed, and it would have taken away from the occasion. And if you put it on social media and put that, they would have just been absolutely leveling. So it's like, come on, lads. There's not a time to be battering a single person because he's in a video. You know what I mean? Some people will, and I just feel it's sad that that's on people's minds at that moment. You know?
Yeah, that's it. If you go onto YouTube and put 11 minutes Kevin De Bruyne videos, you'll see it all.
Okay, cool.
Foden was on it. He said some nice things. Erling Haaland was quite funny. He was on twice. He said, "This is from every." He goes, "Every Man City fan, including me, because I'm a City fan." That's what he said.
Fans like us, yeah.
Yeah, City fans like us. Yeah, so he said that. So, KDB has been wonderful. I did tear up. Everyone in the pub that was in there teared up. Everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and do you know what? I did. This show is not going to be negative in any sort of way. I'm sorry, I'm not going to allow this show to be negative. So anyone that's got anything negative to say about City in the comments, come back for our show later on this afternoon because we're being positive today. Now, let's move on to the game a little bit. I've been saying for the last couple of days about my frustration that we don't have any game changers at the moment, and that worries me. And I tell you what, Marmush fucking stepped up and shut me up yesterday.
Oh, what a goal,
mate! When he first struck it, I honestly thought he'd ballooned it. Right, I thought it was fucking a rosette. Right, I'm thinking and the dip on that ball was absolutely insane. Like I can't. When he got it, I could see the space open. By the way, first half, we were creating so much space in the middle of the park. We were opening them up like a can of worms. But the dip on that ball was absolutely insane. And is it quite fitting that, all right, De Bruyne didn't score yesterday, but we've had Marmush step up, playing a bit of a, would you say he was playing a bit of a deeper role?
He did play that like outside, didn't he? Just outside the middle thing on the like wide 8 sort of role, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was about a bit, yeah.
And do you know what gets me? We didn't take shots outside the box at the cup final. I'm sure when you seemed thinking, why did we do that on the weekend? Why did we not shoot? Yeah, I think got the ability.
I think the commentary picked up on it. Certainly, Sky Sports picked up on it yesterday. That there could have been a bit of a worry that maybe City's players came into yesterday a bit down, didn't get the job done. But it's like they'd put the FA Cup completely behind them yesterday. And like you said, they were playing with a certain level of confidence. I hate to say it, but these unks, right? These unks yesterday, they put on a performance for us. They did step up. But actually, I've got to give a shout out to Kovacic as well. I know he got sent off, but
he took one for the team there, didn't he? You know what I mean?
He did. He took it for the team. You could see when he came off the way Pep spoke to him as well. But I think Kovacic had a really good game as well yesterday as well. And it is what it is. I mean, he
3 games he's out for now. Last game of the start of next season he's out.
So we've got Rodri back. Rodri's
back. I know.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sorry, I've got to say it again, that Marmush goal, and in typical City fashion, after that, it was shoot every second, shouting to him. But
He's a horny. I've said it a few times. I said it on LB stuff a few times. He's a horny footballer, man. He gets the ball and he wants to go. He will have a goal from anywhere. You know, when you're hitting balls, that's what I mean. A few times it's been brought up about the best goal that I've ever seen live at the Etihad. It was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank free kick. But I imagine people that have seen that last night would say that's the best goal they've ever seen at the Etihad.
Some of the videos I've seen of it as well from behind the goal and that. He just, I want to say he struck it perfectly. He clearly did, but it's the way when he first struck it. I thought, oh no,
and it was the
dip, and it was it was like literally. I think Cass was sleeping out there, and it was just screaming like I could not believe it. And I guess it was a bit of one of those ones as well where it released a bit of tension as well because I was getting a bit nervy. Then
it's kind of fitting that he's done that on a day where the guy who would usually do that is going out. It's like, you know what, it's kind of a bit of safe hands here now. I can do some of this, and he's got like you can just tell he's got the ego, haven't you? In a good way. You know, he will take games by the scruff of the neck, and he will have a go. You know,
that is exactly how I saw it because it was like, fuck me, who is going to step up and grab this game by the scruff of the neck, and he did. And then after that, second one was Bernardo, wasn't it? Bernardo. A bit of a Bernardo-esque finish, actually. That as well.
Yeah, it was. It was the Real Madrid where he faked it one way and gone the other.
I thought when he got in the box, he was going to pass it. I was like, just shoot, mate, and he did. I was like, oh shit, he scored.
He
usually finds a pass there, doesn't he? It's weird.
I think in the first, he did earlier on. He got played through by De Bruyne earlier on and passed instead of shooting. So I
will say something. Bernardo was the best player on the pitch yesterday by a long way.
I think they took it personally. I think they took losing the FA Cup personally, which is what you want.
Yeah,
you want a response, and they did.
He had a good game. He had a good game. He was everywhere yesterday. Bernardo, everywhere.
I'm trying to think. Bernardo had a good game. He was dropping deep. Do you know what? I must say, Bernardo and Kovacic as a pivot, for me, it does work. It does work. I think my issues with Bernardo this season have been when Bernardo's playing on the right because he's not a right winger no more, right? But when we've used him, certainly in recent weeks, when we've used him as a pivot with Kovacic and taking it in turns to sometimes drop into the defence. Did any of you see in the second half when Kovacic, right, went and he literally, so it was a goal kick to City, and he went and he stood next to fucking Ederson.
Yeah.
And I think they were debating whether to go long or not. And then Ederson just rolled Kovacic the ball.
And he ran through it. He just dropped something.
Yeah. And he kind of looked at the Bournemouth players. Are you going to close me down or not? And no one closed him down. So he just started bombing it through the middle of the pitch and then played a perfect through ball, I think, it was to Erling. And I thought, fucking hell. And I thought Cover was good. I thought Gundo was good as well, to be fair. I do think that the Unks actually stepped up yesterday again, and there have been in recent weeks. I guess it just made... And sorry, Martin, I'm going to say it. I know we conceded a goal because of your pet hate, but... And whether I single out Núñez or whether I talk about playing with a fullback that actually gets forward,
do you know what got me?
The difference.
I was having a go at the performance. You text me, went, "Come on, stop being negative. We're 3-0 up." And at that moment, Núñez passes the ball.
We're going to do actually that brings us on to a perfect segment. People, nearly 260 of you in here. The likes are on about 120, so that means about 140 of you haven't liked the video yet. Please, could you just check the video, give it a quick like, it will help. And if you're watching this on playback, do the same. Now, we're going to do Alan Watch, right? We're going to do Alan Watch from last night. Yeah. So, here we go. 8:36. So, 8:36, pretty certain we're 2-0 up, right?
Yeah.
I get a message from Alan. Are we trying to fuck this up? Right?
It was.
By the way, let me be clear. I'm going to read every single message to you. So don't think I'm hiding the positive ones. Yeah. I'm reading everyone. So nothing for 36 minutes. We're 2-0 up. Not one message from Alan. Then I get, are we trying to fuck this up? Okay, cool. Then 9:15. Haaland is poor, right?
He was poor. It was shit.
At this point, I believe we were 3-0 up, right? And again, no comment on anything else. Haaland is poor, right?
Can I say something first? He spent the whole game shaking his head like this, sulking, throwing his arms up in the air.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I think Haaland had an all right game yesterday. I think Haaland was getting involved in play, was laying off the ball well. I thought Haaland was okay yesterday. I don't think Haaland was poor at all. I think you're looking for negatives in Haaland at the moment, right? Next, so then I said he isn't. It's just he's out of form. Come on, don't moan for the sake of moaning. We are winning, right? Then at 9:43, sloppy. Now, I presume you were talking about the football. I said, we've just won 3-0. Don't just message me negativity. Lol. And then crying faces. Yeah. And then I get a message, Nunes is shit.
But you said it because at that point, Nunes passed it straight to their forward and they can one score. I went, there we go. Because I text Martin.
Well, I hate to say, but that pass was very it was very Derby-esque, wasn't it? But also I have to say, Ruben Diaz, did he have weights attached to the bottom of his feet or something?
I have a feeling on that. I thought if it wasn't anything to play for, it probably emptied in there. You know, but I don't think if there wasn't something still to play for at the end of the season, I think Diaz would have chopped him in half. But the fact that he would have got sent off as well and then he'd misses the last game, I think he probably went through his mind for like that quick second. And he's like, nah, just let him go through and the game's over.
Yeah.
But Nunes will get some shit for that mistake, right? He'll get some shit for that mistake, but I don't see anybody criticising Guardiola for that mistake that got sent off. Kovacic, right? That was his pass back. You know, if that had been a Kanji, he'd have been hung out to dry.
And
nobody wants to say anything similar.
The passes were very, very similar. The passes were literally that. All right, you have to stretch a bit more to get it, mate. Yeah, and neither
tired, lazy passes.
Yeah, both. I think you're right. You know. I do agree with you on that. I don't think it was on Kovacic. I think that's why Pep, when Kovacic came off, kind of said to him, gave him a pat on the back. And kind of looked like he said something to him. He had to do it as well at the end of the day. He had to, or there would have been two. And at that point, it was 2-0. Actually, then we've got to move on to Nico Gonzalez.
Very good, great finish. Great finish.
It was Kevin De Bruyne-esque. The finish was Kevin De Bruyne-esque. It was quite interesting because I've been saying the last couple of days when I've been saying about wanting to see Nico Gonzalez, I've been saying it isn't just the defensive side of him. I actually think going forward, he's pretty damn good, right? I think he
is very good.
And maybe that's why him and Cover maybe are pretty similar players. Maybe that is actually what it is, that both of them are players that can play alongside Rodri. And by the way, we got to see a Rodri and Nico Gonzalez pivot before we got to see GTA 6. Who would have? But it's mad because he was made to run forward, and it's like he had to look up to see if there was someone there. And I think he just thought, "Nah, I can have this defender here." Dropped his shoulder. Great finish. And I think the way he celebrated, you can see that probably meant quite a bit to him as well.
So one point we need now, and that's it.
Well, not even that necessarily. 1 point is guaranteed. But
one point. Well, I want to do guaranteed. One more point, because Villa will beat you, Man. Villa will beat
Man United. I think, definitely. Let's not make it about them today, because they're definitely going to make it about them tonight. I predict Man United. I hate to say it, but I predict Man United win the Europa League tonight. I'd fucking love it if they don't, but I think they will. Yeah. They're going to be on Harry Maguire's already come out and said that, maybe they have been performing better in Europe because they know they've got nothing to play for in the league. I predict they win it tonight, and then they're going to be completely on the... There's no way that Man United squad are going to keep their head. If they win the Europa League tonight, they're going to be smashed going into Sunday. So I do think Villa get 3 points. I do think Newcastle have got Everton at home, and I believe Everton have pretty much every single defender out.
Newcastle will win that easy.
Yes, and Newcastle
we have to get 1 point.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
3.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Because if Newcastle win, they go above us. We drop to 4th.
Yeah.
If Villa win, they go above us. We drop to 5th. Now, if Nottingham Forest win or draw, Nottingham Forest will not go ahead of us unless they score 7 and we concede 5, right?
Where are Forest playing? Are they playing
Forest
at home
are 3 points behind us.
Yeah, no, but where are Forest playing against Chelsea?
At home. At home.
Okay.
So, ultimately, the only way that we do not get Champions League football is if is if Newcastle, Villa, and Chelsea win. Right? If Chelsea even draw, we lose, right? And by the way, I don't want to lose. I want to win. I want to draw. I want to put it. I don't want squeaky bums in the 85th minute. I want to be 2-0 up, right?
Yeah, correct.
But we are now at a point where, look, Chelsea are not in phenomenal form. They've got to go to Nottingham Forest, who are doing their... I mean, Forest are in a bit of a position now where they literally...
They've got to win.
They just have to win and fucking hope, right?
Yeah.
But it will be rocking. Like, the Forest ground will be rocking. So we're in a very good place. Look, we are where we are. It's frustrating now. We look back at that Southampton game. Fuck me. We look back at both United games. There's so many games we look back at this season and think,
well, mate, if we don't win, if we don't make it, it's on those games. Southampton definitely was a cup, and the United derby at our place was also a cup.
There's been so many, mate. I mean, you know, there's been. If we were to talk about cock-ups this season, we'll be here for fucking the next 3 hours. But Southampton one's a killer. I'm the United one. For me, the 3 of the Southampton one, because it was Southampton and it was United home and away.
And the day, mate, if we do get in and it's a draw that gets us there, then you can turn to that Southampton game and still be pissed off. But it's a point that got us over the line in the end, and it'll do.
It's a point. Yeah, do you know what?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah, you're right.
If we go through, if we only draw and we needed that point got us through, then we've done it. You know what I mean? I don't care as long as I top 5.
I cannot cope if United gets the Champions League and we don't. It'll be
that's a killer. That would be the killer. Look. Tonight, we know, because tonight, if Tottenham do win tonight, then fucking hell, all of a sudden, the season's got even better.
But you know I'm going to watch the game tomorrow with my mate Leo.
It's tonight, mate. Leo. It's tonight.
Well, I know it's tomorrow morning for us.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
It's tomorrow morning. I'll be at the pub like it was this morning at 4:30 in the morning. So it was 5 a.m. kickoff. So
that's a hate watching it right there. Getting up at 5 to hate watch.
Fucking that is dedication.
I'm gonna go with my mate Leo. You've talked to Leo, so you know.
Are you putting a Tottenham shirt on as well?
Yeah, I'm wearing. I'm not wearing it. I'm not supporting Man United. No chance. I'm gonna wear a Tottenham. He says, "Will you wear one?" I says, "Yeah."
The thing is about this game tonight, everyone is saying United are going to win, and everyone's saying Spurs have got no chance. And on paper, you think that's the case, but I just don't trust one-off games. You know what I mean? Spurs have been absolutely shocking all season, but they may well just turn it on tonight, and there's absolutely pace United. And I saw a thing the other day that said, if United go 1-0 up, there's no way Spurs get back into the game. But if Spurs are 1-0 up, United could win. And I think that's a fair sort of...
That's a really valid point. 100%.
I just fancy Spurs tonight.
Yeah, we will Spurs.
Postecoglou's took some shit in the media. Real shit, being calling him clowns and stuff. And I know that stuff about you saying he always wins a trophy in his second season. I'd love for him to win it just to be able to, just to like mic drop and go.
I tell you what, if he does win it, he had better mic drop. He'd
probably get sacked. Let's be honest, he'll probably get sacked as well. But imagine that. Honestly, I promise you, I've done it. We've had a shit season, but there you go. I'm off. I'll walk out to the sunset. You know what I mean?
Leo,
I just want to address his comment, Alan. Sai. You definitely didn't outdrink me. Correct me if I'm wrong. We went to the bar in the Torch, right? And you said, "What are you having?" "I'll get him." I said, "Sound." And I got what I always get. Anyone that's ever seen me, unless it's somewhere that actually does sell cocktails, I always get a double rum, with ice and lime cordial, right? I got that. And you said, you'll have the same as me. You had one sip and said it was too strong, right? so you definitely didn't outdrink me. And again, while I was up drinking, you were busy talking to some fucking random that I've never seen in my life. I kept coming over trying to get your attention, but you didn't want to talk to me. So, and as for inviting you, correct me if I'm wrong, you've got a day job. You're always welcome to join, bro. Whenever you want. I just know whenever I message you, you're always too busy. So anyway, Si, I will catch you next season unless you come over before then. Actually, you might win a bet. Right. There was something else we needed to speak on. Rodri. Fucking Rodri.
I'm surprised he's played. He did look a bit feverish, didn't he? He didn't look like himself, but just getting him back on a pitch in front of the what I mean? That's some comeback, that, considering most people take a year, 9 months to even get anywhere near back to training. He's been training since like February, right? So, yeah.
I think he was told not to tackle as well.
Well, I'm glad he came on after Cook went off, right? Because that challenge was it on Gonzalez, the quick challenge?
It was bad.
Yeah,
he's tried doing him there. He's tried to do him there. I mean, he's got
yeah. But no, I can't lie. When Rodri came on, although we were 2-0 up at that point, I got nervous because I was just thinking, fucking hell. It just took me back to moments when Vinny would come on. Even Alan would definitely take you back to Paul Lake era, probably.
Well, I was there at Villa game, and when he came back, we went to Middlesbrough when I was there as well in the corner at Ayrton Park, and he went down with no one near him, and we all felt sick. We're like,
yeah.
It was terrible.
But yeah, I was so nervous, and I agree with you, Pulpy. He didn't look himself, and I have been saying this, that even once he's given the all clear to play, we can't expect him to be completely match fit, because there's a difference between being able to move the ball about in training when your players, your teammates aren't going to come flying into the back of you. But the minute you get on that pitch in a competitive game, every time you get the ball,
it'll still probably be October, November before you see him anywhere near his best. Another 5 months easily. We've got the World Cup. He might play in some of the dead rubbers in that, but I won't imagine you'll see him at a level that we expect of him until coming on to October time.
I agree with 100%.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to be careful with him.
And this is the interesting one. With cover out now, Fulham, what are we saying?
Nico Gonzalez.
I hear it. What's Pep saying?
Pep's saying De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in the midfield again. I'm telling you. That's what he's going with.
He does that, I'm killing him. We get beat. We'll kill it. If he does that.
I don't know. I would like to think that after he got a goal, that Pep does look at Gonzalez and says, you know what? Because I think I spoke on this a little bit yesterday. That I do think that of everyone this season at Manchester City, and by the way, no, I'm not Pep out, but of everyone at Manchester City this season, Pep deserves the most criticism over any player. Because he is the manager, and players have all put in bad performances, but there's been a lot of things that Pep's done wrong this season, and I think one of them could be the management of players as well, and dropping players just as you think they're finding form, dropping them, and then bringing someone in, like, I hate to say it, but repeatedly playing Foden when Foden's definitely out of form. And I would hope that he does allow Gonzalez to play the last game of the season, because he came on. I don't think he really put a foot wrong. He got a goal. His confidence is going to be flying.
On that though, mate, I do agree with what Pep said about him, though, that if Pep sees him in the way he sees him wants to play, if he says he's too inefficient with the ball, and he runs too much. He said? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said.
He made comments like that, and he said, I think he's not he's saying, look, this is what I want. You're great, all the other stuff, but to play for me, you need to be able to do this. And I think it's a case of he's just taking a step back and just let him learn and dictate the tempo in training. And I think we'll see more of him. It's just a case of that he started well, but then that changed with what Pep wanted out of him coincided with other players coming back who can do what Pep wants. Gundogan and Kovacic and stuff like that. They can play and he can't. So I think it's a case. He might just be his new shiny toy, but just wait. You'll get your chance.
Was it you that posted on Twitter the clip or someone posted on Twitter the clip of what he said, what he said about Gonzalez and what he said about Rodri after the first season?
Nobody's similar. It's exactly the same, really, isn't it? Yeah,
very, very similar. Yeah, very, very similar.
Learn how to play in my system, and then you'll play.
Yeah.
He just trusts other people more. He trusts Kovacic because he knows Kovacic understands that, and just a level above him, and that's fine. It's not like people are saying that it's a bad sign and you've ruined Nico and stuff. You just got to get used to it. I said it on the LB show the other day that Pep Guardiola, being that sort of player himself, wants perfection. That is the one role on a pitch where you have to do what he says or else you are not going to play. And that's been the case with all the midfielders.
I think that's a big thing with Calvin Phillips as well. He fails to understand how at once. And Nunes, because Pep's like
no. You can't squeeze Nunes in there. Nunes knows what Pep wants. Otherwise, Pep wouldn't keep playing him at right back.
Yeah, but in the midfield, he can't do what he wants in the midfield, right?
In the midfield.
Yeah. He's actually said that. He actually said that in an interview. And I was like, yes, I can use that.
Do you know what I was quite happy about yesterday as well? Predominantly that Vardy went back to. I wasn't happy that Vardy went back to left back. However, I was happy that Vardy, apart from the pass back, I think Vardy had quite a good game as well. And the fact that we've got a player that can move between two positions and it doesn't seem like it scrambles his brain too much.
That should have been the back four we played in the cup final. I just think Nico O'Reilly was on Pep's mind that he's got us to the final. He's got to play.
Yeah.
That sentiment kicked in there because I would have been happy with Nunes at right back and would have shifted Akanji across and Gvardiol. I think that's the cup. That's the cup. That should have been a cup final back four.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly
with all due respect, I think he played certain players to the cup final because the big game was last night. It was. They have to go. Yeah.
In hindsight,
it is, mate. It is. Champions League is more important.
In hindsight, for Pep and the good of this football club, maybe. Yeah. Right, I've just seen this. Fernandinho will sort him out 8 in pre-season.
On pre-season, yeah.
Actually, I don't know exactly what you mean by that, Mark. But are we saying? Has anyone seen anything else on that?
No, not yet.
I bumped into Fernandinho in Manchester Piccadilly, Manchester Arndale Centre. I walked into him.
When was that?
When was it? March, April or something. Just walked around the corner, walked straight into him. And
so he's still about in Manchester then,
he was with his son in Manchester mentioning about,
Lovely.
In a green tracksuit, yeah. So that was in April, I think. Yeah. So he is there. He is ready to go. I think having somebody like that on the staff would be great for just solidity, defensive solidity. And
I can't lie. I think I've seen one of our coaches has been linked to a job over in Spain, I believe. I do think I do feel like Pep maybe needs a bit of a revamp in his coaching team around him.
I agree.
The little Kevin Keegan lookalike that sits next to him, Lilo, right? He
does.
He's more of a consultant than he is a coach, that Lilo.
He
sounds. I think he's Pep's therapist. I think he just literally listens to Pep.
Like when Matthew, like a consigliere, just sort of like sit there and advise, sort of thing. Yeah,
just nods, literally nods. Right, the comments Pep made on the squad. I have not seen it yet. I've heard about it. So when you hear about things that Pep's saying, you see it as a quote, you can only take it in one way. But have either of you two seen it?
I've seen it.
Right. Was there any sort of...
The first time he mentioned it about having a small squad or quit, he had a smile on his face.
Right.
But then the second time he was like, no, but I cannot basically allow us to have a squad so big that players can't even come to the game. And I understand that. But the ramifications of that means that a lot have got to go. So
do you know what? I think I get that right. Is that what he said about players not being able to come to the game?
He said it hurt his soul to have players who train all week, 24 players, and 5 have to stay in Manchester for no reason other than the fact that we've just got too many players.
Right. So that there, now I get it, right? Because without that context,
that's it.
But with that, because I just said that maybe one of the issues this season is that Pep hasn't managed the squad very well. But that shows that actually Pep's not comfortable with treating people like shit. Ultimately, that's
basically what he says. I can't do it. I can't be that guy that does that and lets people train hard all week and they don't even go in the match day squad.
Yeah.
5, he said 5. He said 2. I think what he's getting at is 2 or 3. Yeah, I understand that because you might get a couple of injuries like I've had this year, but to have 24-man squad and 5 are missing out every week just for the fact that the squad's too big. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. And I think that leads to the only way you could get that down is the players that aren't fit and can't do all the games. They're the ones that are going to have to go.
Yeah.
That's the only way you trim them down, right?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't sit nicely with me. However, I've been critical of a player this season. It didn't fit nicely with me that he was left out of the Wembley squad, and that was Rico Lewis. After scoring in the semi-final, for him to not even be in the squad for the final, or not even on the bench, shall I say, for the final, I thought that was a bit shit because, if someone's helped you to get there.
Well, that's kind of what he's saying. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
McAtee missed out as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Rodri weren't there, so that's 3 straight away.
Yeah. I agree with you. Actually, anything else from last night we need to talk on?
We got the win, and that was the most important thing.
Do you know what? Actually, one thing I will speak on. Hopefully, right. I know we know Kev's going, right? So I get why. And, Kev is 10 years at the club. Is it 10? I think it is 10, isn't it? Yeah, 10 years at the club. Yeah. Greatest player of all time. Or for me, let's put it right. I'm going to say our top 3 players. Colin Bell for any of the legacy fans. David Silva.
Saw him play.
I've got his autograph.
Yeah.
Colin Bell, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne for me, the top 3. Then you've got Aguero and Yaya probably floating very, very, very close for that. But ultimately, he's got the send-off, the last home game. It would be nice if we now... Sorry, we've got to put that up. How was it? How did Colin Bell perform? Actually, I'm not even going to. Right. But it would be nice. We don't know about Edison yet. We don't know about John Stones yet. We don't know about Jack Grealish yet. But it would be nice for. It would be nice for them to get a bit of a send-off. It's difficult because I guess we don't know if they're going yet. But last night, I can't help but, however beautiful it was for Kev, at times I was thinking, if I'm Edison, I'm thinking, I'm going too,
I think it's the ones that transfer out, you don't really get a goodbye, do you?
Nah.
Because transfers, you don't. If they're retiring or the contract's out. Yeah, I think they're the ones that get the recognition, but the other ones don't. Like Gundogan didn't, did it? Because he just decided he was off, but it was too late to do anything about it.
Yeah. And I don't know, that's where when we spoke about Silva earlier, it would be nice, maybe not now, but in, maybe 5 years' time or something like that, or maybe in 4 years' time in celebration of the 4P or whatever, that all of the players that have been part of this era that we didn't get to say goodbye to properly, we get a little testimonial for a few of them, because testimonials used to be a good thing and we don't see them so much now.
No. Yeah. I agree with you. Can I ask you a question?
Even Vinny didn't play in his testimonial, did he? Because he was injured.
Yeah, he was injured. That's a surprise. Can I ask you a question, slightly off subject? When the news came out of Wirtz not saying that he's going to Bayern Munich, right, again, he's not coming to City, who actually broke the news? Who was it that broke it first.
BBC
Because
report.
but I've not seen it officially come from the club.
It was someone from the BBC, wasn't it? It was a BBC reporter that dropped it. Yeah.
He dropped it. So where they got it from? From Germany, like last time?
I believe it's come from who knows, but it hasn't been poo-pooed. I haven't seen anyone come out and say no, City is still in it. For me,
there's been no comment from Man City at all. From official, anywhere.
For me, mate, I personally think it didn't come from Germany. I think the City have pulled out has come from City, right? It's not come from Germany.
Where? It's not coming from no official.
Yeah, but mate, we don't. Statement. Hold on. But we don't make statements on signings until we sign them, right? So City have never come out and said, yes, we are going in for Florian Wirtz. So why would they come out and say, no, we're not going in for Florian Wirtz? Manchester City only make, football clubs, not even City.
Okay. I just wondered.
Nah, but I think personally it's been leaked from someone at the club because for whatever reason they've decided. I think Wirtz has rejected City and City have put it into the... Yeah. That's what I think. I don't think it's because of money. There's no way that City have gone into this not knowing how much fucking...
No, they would have known straight away what it was going to cost everything.
Yeah, they've known for months how much Wirtz is going to cost them. So that's...
So hang on, well, if they knew how much it was going to cost and they didn't like it, why on earth did they had a private plane to fly to Blackpool, drive him in a limousine all the way to the Etihad? So that doesn't make sense.
I don't think it's nothing to do with money. It's purely the fact that he's decided to go behind. Simple as that.
It's a shit spin. It's very simple. And Jay, Liverpool fan, who clearly you're in the comments on the City channel, but I appreciate you watching us. You're obviously very confident that he's going to your club. Let's be real, bro. There's only one place he's going.
He's always going to go Bayern Munich for me. I've said that all along. Once Bayern Munich can call in for German players, I said this on a stream the other day. He's arguably going to be Germany's greatest ever attacking midfielder because they don't have many. They have brilliant players everywhere else, but they don't have a legendary number 10 really. Not since like the Gerd Muller days, I guess. But he will have a chance to go to Bayern Munich, play for the biggest club in Germany, be a German hero, and win everything he can do in Germany, earn a shitload of money, and then when he retires, he can live in Germany as a legend, a living legend forever. He won't. He goes to Man City. He can do all that, but he'll never be the German legend in Germany, which I think to German players, that is everything. That is everything.
I think that I've said this for a while that you look at when Germany were at their best as a nation, football terms, by the way. It was when a lot of their players played for Bayern Munich, right? And when Bayern Munich were best as a club, it's when a lot of their players were German. And
there's just something about that. It just is. It's like it's like if you was a Scottish player and you was if Scotland were a really good team, you'd want to play for Rangers or Celtic. You just would. You just would. It's just that thing. You just have to play for Bayern Munich, you know. And United did it in this country for a long time, not anymore, but they did. You'd have to, if you was, you had to play for United. And, that's the way it is.
I do think that the German FA will have been involved, telling him don't leave the. And this is when I see people, by the way, talking about Yamal and City must go and try and get Yamal. We must not waste any time trying to get Yamal. If anyone thinks
never happening.
But right. Could we get Yamal when he's 26 years old?
No.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. No.
But I'm not ruling that out. But we're certainly not getting Yamal at fucking 17 or 18 years old when he's literally Spain's golden boy, Barcelona's golden boy, Barcelona's route back to fucking where they used to be. Anyone that thinks City could prize him away from fucking Barcelona,
no chance.
You're on cloud cuckoo. Absolute cloud cuckoo.
No chance.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens now. Look, Alan, I know your take is we get Champions League football, then we can really start to. And I think that's even on Morgan Gibbs White. We can't expect there to be any, whether you want there to be movement or not. We can't expect anything until after Sunday because at this point, we don't know if we've got Champions League football or not. They don't know if they've got Champions League football or not. No one will know the prices at this point because if they do get Champions League football, will they want to keep him?
I think that one's done. I genuinely think that one's probably already been agreed and done. Just like the case, I think so.
I can't lie. I've been told that he's they're still having negotiations with him about signing a new contract there.
I think probably an agreement in principle that if City put a bid in, we'll accept it and we're done and we'll just move on and just crack on. Even if they get in the Champions League, I still think they'll just one of them things. Obviously, if they get in the Champions League, the price will be more, but...
Yeah. Well, I think what it would probably be is at the moment, if they are still trying to get him to sign a contract, that's probably because he's probably saying to him, look, fucking, I've got 2 years left on my contract this summer. I ain't staying. So they're probably trying to find a way to do the Jack Grealish type thing. I don't know. But yeah, we will see. We will see. One more game. Do we change the lineup? Well, we have to change the lineup. Do you guys change the lineup much against Fulham?
No, apart from obviously Kovacic because he can't play, and I think that Nico will play instead of him.
I don't know, man. I just don't trust Pep. One thing I will say is the amount of people that I've just seen. Why do people waste the time and energy on Pep's lineups and second guessing it all the time? Yeah, either when it comes out, you're either I'm all right with that, or you're absolutely up here. Throw the shit out the window, smash things up. All hell is breaking loose on social media. It's like, just chill out. You know what I mean? Just calm down. Stop focusing on that. And just when the lineup comes out, I'll go, okay, this is the lineup. I don't agree with it. Let's see what happens. Because the amount of times tonight when the lineup come out, it's like, last night, oh my God. Oh, what's he doing? And then we end up winning. So it's like, just chill out. Just,
do you know what?
Relax.
I actually, last night when the lineup came out,
how was it?
I was all right with it, you know. I actually thought, I would have liked Gonzalez to start, but I kind of didn't expect him to start.
I see people going, no O'Reilly, where Akanji's playing, Bernardo's in the team. What is this? I'm like, just relax, lads.
Yeah. Right, actually, I wish Martin was doing it. Martin was speaking yesterday. I think Martin, you know what, yesterday Martin and I had quite a debate on him about a lot of stuff, right? And Martin's obviously debating with the comments on a lot of stuff, but I do think, I'm pretty certain Martin was saying yesterday that next season we ain't playing with wingers. And I agree. I think he's probably right.
What you saw last night was you can fit a decent fullback into that, an attacking fullback on the other side. Yeah. And you get like the 9 and 2 10s, and then you've got your width from your fullbacks, and you've got your midfield base of your Rodri +1, and then your 2 centre-backs that turn to 3 basically. Yeah.
And you look at over recent weeks the kind of and do you know what? Even if we look at, people will go and play Sane, Sterling, but the truth is on the Sane period is Sane was not a guaranteed starter for City, right? Sane was far from a guaranteed start for City, right? Sane's
he didn't track back, did he? He didn't. Back.
Well, Pep just for whatever reason, and Sterling. Was Sterling a winger, or was he actually a bit like Marmush? That he actually, because everyone always says, "Oh no, Sterling, pacey, quick," but that wasn't the main bit of Sterling's game at City. At City, it was more in popping up in areas in the box, right? Which I guess is a bit like
to be the back post every time. Sterling, when he was guaranteed for a tap, always available for a tap in the back post.
Yeah, exactly that. And you just look at over recent weeks the way we've. And I don't mean Southampton and Crystal Palace. I mean before that, when we went on that run, it was with Nico O'Reilly and Nunes as fullbacks, right? And with the calm midfield that Pep loves, right? With the I hate to say it, people, but with your Gundogan's, with your Kovacic's, with your Bernardo Silvas. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying with your Kevin De Bruyne's. I'm not saying we keep them because they've come of age, but I think that's why Pep is really looking at your Reinders, your Morgan Gibbs Whites. You're looking at your
legs,
your legs, and I hate to say it, but the people that can keep hold of the ball, and then if we can replace, look, O'Reilly's looking good, but if we bring in 2 quality fullbacks, I think that's what Pep is wanting. He's wanting quality fullbacks, not quality wingers.
I know. And Oscar Bob's going to play a lot of games next season.
Well, and that's when you look at it, right? If you look at Haaland, we haven't brought Marmush in to be a bit part player. We didn't spend the money on Marmush for him to be a bit part player. It makes more sense if you are playing maybe Haaland, Marmush, and Bob with fullbacks that can get down the line. Maybe not Bob. It could be, and Bob, by the way, we could remove Bob from that and put Foden there. We could remove Foden there and put Echeverri there. That more, not so much of a winger, more of an inside forward, more of a 10. And I think it does make more sense. So yeah, I think that's probably why we're being linked with a lot of fullbacks at the moment. The one that would surprise me is that we didn't go in for Frimpong.
I don't know. I just don't think he fits. He's very, very. He's more of a proper like attacking fullback. I just don't think Pep sees how he could offer anything to us that we haven't already got. If that makes sense.
What do you reckon to the Bournemouth fullback?
I think he's destined for Liverpool, mate. I think that's a Liverpool job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
Wonder what your thoughts were.
I think he's a good player, but
I like that. I know him, and I couldn't believe how old he was. He's only 23.
Same. I only found that out yesterday.
I thought he was about 32, but he's only young, and he's only got a year left in his contract, so he's doable. And we've been linked with him for a while. Since last year, we've been linked with him. So I think he won't cost a lot of money, and his sort of profile that Pep likes, like somebody who young and you can mould him, and he's obviously played a lot of games in the Premier League. So I think you're right. I think for a Pep system, he doesn't suit fullbacks. Do you know what? The other thing that gave me a bit of hope, right? Because, and I know there's a lot of us that are big fans of Kuzanov. I was beginning to think, do you know what? Where is Kuzanov fitting into these plans, right? Because I do think he fits into these plans. I think he's quality, but I wasn't quite sure where he fits into these plans. But with Vardiol, maybe I was convinced Vardiol-Diaz partnership. I saw Vardiol on the left yesterday and thought, actually, do you know what? I don't mind him on the left. Yeah.
We'll see on Kuzanov. We'll see where he fits into it. Right, I think right-sided centre-back, I think maybe that is the way Pep would like to have it, is one full-back that bombs forward and the other full-back that... And by the way, the ability to switch it. 1 week have the left full-back overlapping, the next week have the right full-back overlapping.
That's why I think that Cambiasso would be like such a shrewd signing, because he basically can play both full-backs just as comfortable. And he's the sort of guy you'd have as the compensation to a flying winger. He'd be the one that just sits.
Yeah.
And then he could sit on the left and on the right, if that makes sense.
When City were dominating, they had 3 good defenders. If one fullback went forward, the other one would sit and have 3 at the back. And it usually was Walker, because he had the pace to cover over the top, to cover people. Yeah. That's where City was strong. But I've been noticed recently, this year especially, we've had 2 fullbacks bombing on, leaving us exposed down the width, very exposed, and that's what's been happening. We've got no pace to cover the ball over the top, which has happened a lot this season.
Yeah,
Walker's usually used to get us out of jail all the time.
Yeah, agreed. Right, well. There we have it. We are close. We are close. Do you guys feel like there's been a weight lifted with that win last night?
Well, it certainly has. It's not over yet, though. We've got to make sure we get.
No, it's not over yet, but I just feel fucking a lot more hopeful now. Lot more hopeful than I was.
I said we'd get 3rd back in April and got the pistol out of me, so I feel a little bit vindicated that I'm probably going to finish.
It's not over yet, mate. It's not over yet.
Are you still thinking we get 3rd then? Yeah.
We're in 3rd now, right? If we draw, we're guaranteed 3rd. So,
really, if we draw, we
Newcastle by 2 points, and unless they smash Everton like 11-0 or something.
All right. So, what are you guys thinking? Are you guys honestly? Let's look at really quickly Fulham game. Are you guys thinking we?
Just go for the win.
I think we win 1-0. Just an easy 1-0 win. Just end of the season 1-0 comfortable win.
Yeah,
I'd like to. What? I'm still not sure if we win it, but
Fulham have got nothing to play for, have they?
Have they not? Let me have a quick look at the table.
It's just all about positions for Fulham, isn't it? What are you like 10th or something?
Yeah. So they are 10th. They can only go up to 9th, and I don't believe. Will 9th get anything?
No.
Is that a definite? Anyone in the comments?
Yeah. The only one that could have got anything last night was Bournemouth. If they put some pressure on, that's it. Now all the other positions are sorted. The only thing to play for is 3rd to 6th. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I might.
Can United or Spurs?
I'm looking for a ticket
on default.
Right,
Default.
I need a ticket for Sunday. Fuck it.
Have you got a ticket?
I'm going.
Are you going? You got a ticket?
No, I'm going to get one now, though. I'm going to find one. Fuck it. I was thinking about coming. To be honest, I'm playing with the idea of going Manchester for the weekend. Anyway, no. I might go Manchester for the weekend, or I might go London for the weekend. But
I got London, mate. Got London, mate.
Yeah, last game of the season.
Yeah, you got Manchester the week after. It's fine.
Yeah. Ultimately, yeah. Fuck it. Right. Well, we are going to redirect over to Never a Foul now. Actually, guys, either of you two got any shows coming up on any channels you want to plug?
The Mancunian Way on Thursday night show, I'll be on.
Lovely.
I had a shit talk on Twitter, mate, so that's me.
Yeah. Well, make sure you check out Poppy on Twitter. I'll just put your if you haven't got him on there already. Where is it? Why is it not showing? There we go. And as I said, yeah, this is going to be redirecting over to Never a Foul, where we've got a show in 10 minutes' time. As soon as you get over there, please like the video, drop a comment saying South Stand Raid. Yeah, we're going to be talking about City's game yesterday. Of course, we're going to have Tottenham Man United chat as well. I'm actually going to get online and see, I think Tottenham and United fans are having it out in the Bastille at the moment. So I'm going to go and try and find some clips of them lot. We will be back on this channel later on today. I'm not too sure on the time at the moment because I've got to take my daughter to gymnastics. But Patrick and I will be back on this channel later on today. Until then, we are out. Burger.